I saw, Ryan, what can only be considered one of the worst, if not the worst, comedy stand-up special I've ever seen from this guy named Bryan Callens, and it's called False Gods. It's a YouTube 50-minute stand-up special that came out in 2025. And, Bryan Callens is one of those guys. He's part of the Rogan sphere. So, you have, Joe Rogan and Brendan Schaub and all those guys that came from there. And Bryan Callens is one of those guys. He's been friends with him for a long, long time. And he's a comic in his own right. He's a better, sometimes of a podcaster. He'll have some interesting points if he's got somebody that he's talking to where it's interesting. But I've never found his comedy to be anything interesting. It's just a bunch of really bad takes and just, can't get off this phone. Who's got one of these? Can't get off one of these. It's like, it's every that sort of comedy, He's got this really shitty finishing joke, oh my God, about Adam and Eve. God. And why the phone is called an apple. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to play it at the end of this thing just so everybody hears it. But just not a good special. I think he needs to surround himself with people that are going to tell him the truth about his skills as a comic. This was terrible. Terrible. I think I could probably write a 10-minute or even a 5-minute comedy special better than this. And yeah, I'm probably cheating because I'm pulling 5 minutes out of all my life's jokes that I haven't written down yet. But no, this was just really clumsy and stupid. I have no doubt that he practiced a lot of this material, probably went around different towns and things like that, but just a lot of it doesn't work. And it's just a man ranting about stuff, his kids and working out and just a bunch of other stuff that, guys complain about in their 50s. I mean, according to this guy, right? But there was just nothing funny about this. It was nothing funny. And after about the 13-minute mark, I just minimized, because I was watching it on full screen, I minimized it. And I don't like doing this, but I clicked on the comments just really quickly. I'm like, oh my God.
Just the rapture was happening.
Oh my God. Yeah, just some of the comments, even the comments were just, the comments were funnier than the special itself.
Jesus
it wasn't good. I would suggest just watch 5 minutes. It's called Bryan Callens False Gods. The only pop of the whole show is I think he mentions Joe Rogan once, and that gets the cheap pop from the crowd. It's like, enjoy it. They're not clapping for you, but I just thought this was piss poor. I can't give it any marks. This.
Damn, 0 out of 10.
0 out of 10. It's bad. It's bad. You can't call that a special. Awesome. Somebody with his income, somebody with
his connections,
with his ability. Nobody's gonna grab our podcast and be like, "Oh, they sound like shit." They sound like they're recording off a. No, we don't. There's a certain minimum that we have. We don't sound like we're in Dr. Dre's studio, but we also don't sound like we're inside of a Kleenex box. There's an expected minimum professionalism with everything, and I think with something like that, it just doesn't work. This was just brutal. I think if I studied comedy, even for 3 or 4 months, I could write a better special than this. This was it was brutal. It wasn't funny. It was very ranty. A lot of the things it wasn't funny. It doesn't matter if they were good points or not. If it's not funny, what does it matter? Is it a comedy show, or are you teaching me how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? I don't care what you tell me. Make me laugh. That's a comedy show,
Damn, this is...
But this was... I might have laughed maybe once. Maybe one time I was like, eh. But this was just tough to get through, and I don't know. Capitol Records is a masterpiece next to this thing, but 0 out of 10. I can't give this thing anything. Paradise,
I was actually going to say, this 0. is the reverse. You're not as hurt by this, but you're definitely super fucking down on this shit. Oh, man.
Bad. This is just bad. Somebody with the access to the things that you have access to and everything like that, you shouldn't be putting out this crap and then calling yourself a stand-up comic. That's a joke. That's
in that group of guys, he never really won me over. He's definitely a guy that I think he is a better. He's kind of got the Theo Von thing where it's I don't like Theo Von as a stand-up either, but I think as a podcaster he's incredible. I can't even say as a podcaster this guy's incredible. I think he's fine. controversial take. I think I'd rather listen to Brendan Schaub over this guy, but because no one likes that guy either. But like, I don't know. You know, my favorite of that group, and I don't even know if he's in this group anymore, is Chris D'Elia. I think Chris D'Elia is hilarious. He
does one show with Schaub.
Yeah,
and
he might be my favorite comic, at least top 3 for sure. But on some days, I'll even say my favorite because I've seen him live like 3 times actually.
You're crazy. Yeah, but that's fair. That's a subjective
it is,
thing.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
your boy. That's
but yeah. So I'm not. I saw this guy. I saw his name, and I was like, "This is gonna be bad." And then, sure enough, you back that up. There you go. So yeah.
Yeah, I saw the whole special, and then today at work, I watched the first 20 minutes over again just to kind of get the bitter taste back in my mouth. I mean, it's not horrible, but he just needs to surround himself with people that are going to be honest about it, about his stuff. Because if he was like, "What do you think about my stuff?" I would have been like, "Don't do that, Joe." Yeah. What? Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I'll replay the finish, but it's basically something along the lines of, he goes on through this whole show complaining about how we're on our cell phones and it's just doom scrolling and this and that. Right? Like, you've heard it a million times. And then he gets to the end, then he talks about how maybe when it was in the times of Adam and Eve, it was the beginning of the end when the man gave the first woman her what? Her first apple. Get it? Apple phone. That's the last joke. That's the killer. That was the killer. This was the reaction, and I think it was edited, but it was still like. Dude,
that is.
Now, to be fair, the special was shot in Joe Rogan's Comedy Mothership in Texas, which is like. It's like being an ECW arena, and it's an all ECW card. Everybody's gonna get that, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like he got his intro's the best part, where he just comes out and just being like a jackass for a minute. Like some of these guys get out there, they got to be zesty for like 30 seconds, right? Chris D'Elia gets a little zesty too, his little intro there. But Callen too, he's flexing, he's being a fucking dick, and like, just do the comedy, you fucking clown. But it never came.
That's horrible. That's a better joke than anything you said he did.
Please retire. Please retire.
You heard it here first. We do not recommend False Gods by Bryan Callens.
Brian, get a hold of me. I'll help you write better jokes.
If you guys like this video, be sure to check out the rest of the channel and consider subscribing. Go even further and subscribe to Podcast Fresh wherever you listen to your podcast for new episodes every week.